Louisiana. From its iconic cities to the swamps of Acadiana, its geography is just as diverse as the people that live there. To this day, family is at the core of who we are, and one of the things we love to do is share. As a Rainy Cajun, I might be what you consider a Louisiana expat. Now living in the Seattle area, one of my missions in life has been to share my culture and introduce more people than ever to the place that I still call home. So grab your favorite beverage, find a spot to sit back and relax. The next episode begins now.
Do I look in the camera or look at you?
You're going to look at me.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, okay.
So we're here. Hey, everybody. I'm Jeremy. You're now part of the very first official Rainy Cajun podcast. We're doing it live from Altha's. Would it be Altha's? What's the full name?
Altha's Louisiana Cajun
Louisiana
Season and Spices.
Okay. All right. So just like the sign says, Louisiana Cajun Season and Spices. So right now we're experiencing a little bit of technical difficulties, but that's okay. We're going to get going here. And really, this first episode is just to introduce you to myself, to Neal, who's the owner of Altha's, and kind of walk you through the store. And then as we go through successive episodes, we'll start to reveal a little bit more and more as as time goes on. So I'm going to switch over here to Neal, and let's go ahead and do that. There you are. All right. So you're looking. The camera's on you. Camera's on me. Hey, everybody.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
All right.
Yeah.
So, man, we finally got this going.
Yeah.
It's
been a journey, ain't it?
It has been a journey. It has
Yeah,
been a journey.
Crazy.
As two Louisianians in Seattle, to get things going, it's like it's just been this crazy set of circumstances.
4,000 miles away.
Yeah, 1,000 miles away, and you've got so much going on with the store. And, we'll go through and we'll talk about all that stuff. But there's some really cool things happening here. Things that, I'm assuming you'll reveal when you're ready. But there's some cool stuff happening.
Yeah,
Right?
some good stuff going to be happening. Stuff.
Yeah.
We ain't putting a lot of it out there until it's actually almost in place and stuff. So
Yeah,
take time and effort to put all this stuff together.
sure.
So, we don't want to get ahead of the horse, the cart ahead of the horse, but be patient. Hey, we got a lot of stuff on the way here, man. That's gonna make Altha's a household name here in Seattle.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, that's one of the things about you and I is that we're kind of different personalities that way. I'm a ready, aim, shoot guy, right? Ready, shoot, aim. That's what I am. So I'll just go around and I'll fire off stuff, and wherever it lands, it lands. and you're much more methodical, which I think that plays off pretty well. So, I'm pretty excited about where this is all going to go. You've been in business now for how many years?
Going on close to 8 years now.
8 years.
Yeah.
8 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And that's the thing, is that there's that many people in and around the area that want this kind of food, and
Right.
they want the products that you have to offer.
Absolutely.
And it's crazy to me because we're way up in the corner of the United States, right? And we've got this amazing kind of following, or you've got this amazing kind of following. But even when I had the restaurant, people were coming just for the Cajun food, and something to say for maybe the offerings that are out there aren't all that great, but
And that's what makes us unique here, because when they come in the store, we legit, because the stuff you see in Louisiana, you see it in 201 East Meeker Street, Altha's Louisiana Cajun.
that's right.
You go to other places here, some of the restaurants here, and they say they're Cajun or they Creole and stuff, but you gotta, in order to be 100 Cajun Creole, you have to bring the product from down south.
Right.
You can't go to Costco's, you can't go to Winco's and get Cajun product, because they
That's
don't
right.
carry that stuff here.
That's
And
right.
so that's what made us unique here to make, be legit. I'm 100 from Louisiana, so I got to represent in 100%.
Right.
I can't be 40, 60, you know what I'm saying? Then you ain't Cajun, not 100%.
Right.
And so that's what makes us different here and stuff. But, you got to bring the product from back home,
Right. Right.
you know?
And that's your customers, as my customers used to be, they'll call you out on it.
Yes,
They
yes,
will definitely let you know if they think something's not
yeah,
100% legit. And I got to say that, in the years that I've been knowing you, that this has been y- a, a laser-like focus for you, is to
yep,
bring in legitimate stuff, not try and be a poser, and you can get Cajun seasoning from all the grocery stores, but most of that crap's made in Maryland, and
right.
it's not the real deal.
Uh,
I mean,
uh,
just behind you, even though I know your shelves are, they've been rated,
yeah,
um, you carry all these different hot sauces,
yeah,
and actually I was looking, I could have used some crystal the other day when I was eating the red beans and rice
yeah,
from here, and it's like finding crystal at the store.
right.
Forget it.
And I'm gonna tell the people out there, here's the key to knowing it's Louisiana Cajun. They all the Louisiana product, 90% of it carry a logo. And you have to get this logo. It's called Louisiana Cajun
Right,
Certified.
right.
If somebody tell you that it's Cajun and it's Louisiana stuff, if it don't show that logo on that, 99% of the time, it's not from the South.
It's not from the South.
So that's the key, my people out there, and some of the stuff we have here don't have the logo on it, but the biggest majority of it, you're gonna see it. It's got that Louisiana Cajun certified on there.
Yeah,
That lets you know it's out of Louisiana, it's 100%. And they carry that logo around as a pride in Louisiana, the businesses
yeah,
and stuff, because they know it's from here.
yeah,
And that's what people, when you go to a grocery store somewhere, and you make sure you start looking at that. If you're in Winco and they're saying it's Cajun, see if it's got that logo on that. If it don't have that logo, 90% of the time it's made in some other
yeah,
country or some other state.
yeah. Oh yeah, and God forbid you bring in Chinese crawfish, man. you, he's, whoa, my God, you'll start many riots around
Man, I
here.
never will forget. A couple years ago, we ordered some stuff out of Louisiana, and they accidentally put. I mean, and don't get me wrong, Louisiana sell some of the crawfish from Indonesia,
Yeah,
all those different places,
yeah,
but yeah, they made a mistake on our order one time, and they put like 3 boxes of them in there. So when we unload them and put them in our freezer, they were from in China or somewhere.
yeah,
And this lady, she see them and she called me out. She's like, "What are you doing? I dare you to do that.
yeah,
You a Cajun store, you 100% Cajun don't." And I had, ma'am, I didn't even know it. And
yeah,
so but I was glad she called me out on it
yeah,
so that I know I can keep an eye on that.
yeah,
And so, but I was so happy, and I call and thank her. I say, "Hey, thank you for calling that out on, because that's what we all about, 100% Southern Cajun products,
yeah,
whether it's out of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Texas,
right.
all those areas. So and that's most of our base people are from the South that come here. We get a lot of people that live here are from Washington, California, stuff. They come to the store,
Yeah,
and they like, "Oh, I've been to Louisiana before and stuff, and I love the food and stuff, and we just want to come try what you got and stuff." And so that's what makes us unique and stuff, and that's what we want to try to continue doing, to make sure that when you come in the store, you from the Southern hospitality until the product, until the service and all that. And we want to make sure you feel like you in Louisiana.
right.
So Louisiana is all about Southern hospitality,
Sure.
customer service and stuff like that. And we just wanted to bring that this 4,000 miles away so people can see what we grew up on and where we come from.
Yeah,
And it's a unique thing that we do out here. I mean, in Louisiana stuff, people just, they love each other and they care about it. I mean, we're going to curse each other out, but at the end of the day, we still love each other.
we'll still break bread together,
Exactly.
And that's the thing. And going back to that certified Cajun logo, I went up on the Department of Agriculture website in Louisiana, and they had a whole list of requirements in
Yes.
order to get that, and then you have to pay for that certification annually. or recertify. I think it's either annually every 2 or 3 years. But whatever the case is, you're invested in that, right?
Yes.
And so all these companies that go through the process, A, they have to be vetted, and then B, they have to put some skin in the game. That they don't
Right.
just get the logo.
Right.
And that's
Otherwise,
yeah,
you have anybody out there just putting a logo on it, saying
well,
it just it, and they want to make sure that it's the best of the best.
right,
You know, when it comes to Cajun and
right,
Creole and all that kind of stuff. And so that's why they go through that. You have to go through this channel of, to make sure that, and they certify you. They inspect it. They make sure that it's legit for they, cause their name is up against it also. And they
exactly,
like, we're gonna make sure this stuff is right,
yeah,
and so yeah, that's the thing. Like I tell you, if you go to a store and if they telling you this Cajun and stuff like that, you know, if it don't have that logo and stuff, 90% of the time, 99% of the time, it's not gonna be Cajun,
yeah,
you know.
yeah, and there's this tendency right now. Well, it's been around for a while. I think once Cajun became a thing, Cajun cooking became a thing outside of Louisiana, everybody jumped on the Cajun gravy train, right?
Right.
And you're saying, nope, we're not following that. So, you know, we're gonna. I want now we might ruffle some feathers along the way, but I want to call spade a spade on people that are companies that maybe started out in New Orleans and now they're mass produced somewhere else by a group of people or a company that simply they bought the brand.
Right.
And I've had some talks recently with some companies down in New Orleans, and they're quite fearful of that, is that a lot of these larger companies are buying up the small companies out of New Orleans. And hey, man, when I had the brewery, if Anheuser-Busch came to me with a big fat check and said, "We want your stuff," I'd be like, "Where do I sign?" It's like everybody wants their payday,
Yeah.
right? And it's like, okay, yeah, we were authentic for a time, but there are brands that exist, and Louisianians, New Orleanians, they are stubborn. They don't give up
Oh
easy,
yeah.
and thank God, when it comes to food, and when it comes to the culture and the family, like you said, you get into fights, and but you stand your ground, and at the end of the day, you kind of hug it out and move on to the
Yeah.
next day, right?
Yeah, and my thing is I'm very particular on that because, like you said, some of the bigger brands down in Louisiana, like the Tony Satchers and stuff like that,
Yeah,
probably get in trouble about it, but that's okay. But my whole thing is to stay focused on the small mom and pop shops
yeah,
down there, and that's why when I go down there, I find the shops down there that got the real because they putting love into this stuff. Okay,
right,
because they want their name out there and they want to make sure that their brand is representing them. So
sure,
they do want, but like you said, you get the bigger companies, they go out there, now it's to them, it's all about numbers versus quality and stuff like that.
right,
And so my whole thing when I'm shopping around buying new product and stuff, I'm always looking for the mom and pop shops out there.
yeah,
So if you know anybody out there, audience, you know anybody out there that's
yeah,
got a family member or somebody who's doing some real Cajun Creole legit stuff from out of Louisiana, Mississippi, Georgia, all those southern
yeah,
states, hey, hit me up, and I will definitely reach out to them and see if we can get their product here.
yeah.
Yeah.
My mother just recently went to the farmers market in Baton Rouge, and found this local grower of corn, and they made stone ground grits. Best damn grits I ever had,
Right.
and that there's no like how to reach us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, none of that crap, right? It's like, here's our address, and here's the brand, and that's as far as you're gonna get
Right.
them, right? So it takes somebody like you who's got the ingenuity to go, all right, I need to bring I need to bring this stuff by myself and
Right.
kind of escalate this brand into something more than it is,
Right.
assuming that they're willing to.
Right.
we are still dealing with a lot of people who like, no, I'm good. I don't need to have my stuff everywhere,
Right.
and I get that.
Yeah.
But that as far as where you want to take things, um, it's not just about the store, right?
Yeah.
You Well, we might as well talk about it now because I'll remind people at the end of the show. But we've got this Cajun Fest coming up
Yep.
in downtown Kent, and that's August 19th,
August 19th. It's our second year.
second year,
Yeah.
right? And it's what, 2 to 7 p.m.?
2 o'clock to 7 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and those are hard and fast times, no
We-
late night partying
You
in
know,
downtown Kent.
our whole thing is to get people out here 2 o'clock to 7,
Yeah.
and have a good time, 5 hours. And so people can go home. Then we got to break all that stuff down. And,
Sure.
it's 10 o'clock at night before we get done taking everything down. But our whole thing is to get people out here, have a good time,
Right.
see how we grew up in Louisiana with the Mardi Gras, the Cajun Festival,
Yeah.
Second Line, all that kind of stuff, and just give people a taste of where we from,
Yeah.
and people last year was amazed by how many people were here. And we did the Second Line and stuff. We had Zydeco bands,
Right.
food truck, beer garden, had plays, people dancing out in the street and stuff. Just Louisiana flavor style stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what we all about here.
So,
And it goes back to it again. My whole thing is to be as close to Louisiana as possible in Washington.
sure.
And that's the key for me. And that's has been my success here at the store. When our food is authentic, festivals, we make sure it's closest to Louisiana. We bring the beads, the mask, the umbrella, everything we do. We bring it from Louisiana. A lot of the guys in the Second Line, they all from New Orleans area and stuff. I got a buddy who makes these Indian suits, Randall.
Yep.
And he makes them, and so you'll be seeing him out there in his suit and stuff. And we got a lot of other surprises stuff gonna be coming up during that time. So
Cool.
come on out there and check it out.
Yeah, I mean, so one of the purposes of this podcast, this show, is not only the food component, but let's face it, food is pretty huge for
Right.
us where we grew up, right? But it's the culture and it's
The
the
music.
family and and to some extent faith. There's so many aspects to what defines Southeast Louisiana folk
Right.
that when you talk just about the food or you talk just about Mardi Gras or something like that, you're only scratching the surface.
There's way more to it than
Yeah.
that. Huh?
Yeah, exactly. And I really want to explore all that, and we can use food as a backdrop. That's cool because, we both get hungry, right? It's- but I just feel like with your goals of keeping a piece of or turning this into a kind of a slice of Louisiana, and it's not just the food component of it, but it is like the festival. The festival, that's something that, I mean, you were kind of the primary driver behind that, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Created that whole thing, and then I got Kent Downtown Partnership involved and stuff. And last year, and we did that. Now it's even bigger this year. This year,
Yeah.
I mean, last year was amazing, but this year my whole goal is to each year get bigger and bigger and
Sure.
bring more and more and more different stuff that people don't see. We don't want to have it just like a regular little festival around here in Auburn, Kent, Renton,
Right.
and stuff like that.
Right.
We want people, when people left here last year, they were talking about it. Like, man, I've never seen anything like this. And we get the people involved with it. So it ain't like you just walking around looking at tents, looking at, souvenirs and stuff
Right.
like that. We don't do that. We get you involved. When you come through that gate stuff, we giving you beads, we giving you umbrellas and
Yep.
stuff like that. And we get people involved and stuff because that's how they do it in the South.
Yeah.
Everybody gets involved and everybody shows each other love.
Yep.
And that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, it's about unity, bringing people together and showing love to people.
Well, yeah, and I mean having a good time, right?
Exactly.
And there's something to be said for taking the what could exist over multiple days and squeezing it into 5 hours,
Right.
it's like all of a sudden it's like, oh crap, we got to party hard.
Right.
Like, we got to have a good
Exactly.
time, as much as
Yeah.
possible. Um, and with the bands and the food trucks,
Right.
and you got a beer garden, you said,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
I saw something on the flyer about a wine garden. Is that
Yeah, we just got a beer garden and stuff.
okay?
And
Okay,
we're gonna be cooking here at Altha's, and then we got 5 more other trucks gonna be out on the street cooking and stuff. And we just got a lot of vendors and stuff that's, we was very picky on who we chose to be vendors and stuff.
right,
It's gotta be something you're selling that's connect with people and stuff. We
sure,
don't want nobody out there selling insurance and roofs and all that kind of stuff. So
sure,
we were very picky on what we want, because we want the small people to be involved
yeah,
versus having the big insurance companies and all those guys,
right,
and that's our whole goal, is to bring the small people together,
okay,
and get people exposed to, let people learn who you are and stuff like that.
yeah,
And so that was fair. And we had these meetings, we were very anal about that, this is the things we want to have and stuff. We
yeah,
want to focus on the community. Those are the people that makes Kent,
right.
and
And
so
who would have thought Kent, right? For like an epicenter for
Cajun,
Cajun.
Creole. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Right? Who would
gonna
have
be
thought
we
Kent,
the
right?
melting pot
I,
for Washington. Kent.
I know. It's like,
Yeah.
and for those of you that don't know where Kent is, it's about 20 minutes south of downtown Seattle?
Downtown and 20 south of north of Tacoma. So
Yeah,
it's
so
kind of
it's kind of
mid-range.
in between. So if you were to draw a straight line west, you'd hit SeaTac Airport. Um, but this is where it's happening right now.
Yeah.
I mean, this is definitely where things are going on.
And the
So
people, we get people out of Vancouver, Canada. We had a guy came up from Bellingham yesterday. We get people out of Portland that
yeah,
comes to this store here and stuff, because they, it's first, when they come here, you're gonna feel love from us.
sure,
We talk to everybody. We
yeah,
get all cultures of people. We get Indians, Asians, and it's funny how I was telling a guy last night. We get a lot of these East Indians come in. They buy these Crowder peas,
right,
and
yeah,
they make a curry out of them. And these guys come by bags on top of bags weekly here. And the one guy started buying them. Then he told his family about it. Now every week we get probably 10 or 15 families, people from the Indian culture that comes here and buy Crowder peas.
yeah.
That's a Southern thing. And and I didn't know they ate peas, and it blew my mind when he said, "Man, we eat Crowder peas." And I'm like, "What?"
Well,
And
you met all kinds of people.
Russians, Chinese, Japanese, Filipinos, everything
I
that
mean,
comes here.
and I think one of the reasons why you get wiped out with your inventory all the time is because people don't live so close to here. So when they
Right.
come here, it's
They
like,
buying.
yeah,
They come here buying.
it's
We
yeah,
got pictures on our Facebook where these guys come in with coolers. Come in with coolers, and they'll spend 5, 6, 7, $800.
that's crazy, man.
Yeah, yeah. And they'll come in here and buy up stuff because they live 2 hours away,
Yeah,
and they ain't coming back every week. So they'll come every month and store and spend 5, 6, 7, $800 and get their product to last them a month. Then they'll call me up, "Hey, your truck coming in this weekend?" Like, yeah. We on our way from Portland, And
Hey,
those
if there's
are
any good web developers out there that can track his trucks, so we all know when his trucks are going to show up, so that because how many phone calls do you think you get of people going, "You got this in stock," or
we
people coming in and
on a
going,
daily basis, we probably get anywhere from 30 to 40
"Yeah,
calls
right,
every day,
right,
sometime more on weekends.
yeah,
Yeah. So it's interesting, I'm so happy how people are patient and they understand when they come in there. Okay,
yeah,
and 3 days later they back in here again and
yeah."
stuff. And people are just patient, And I don't see them being patient if it was Fred Myers or somebody like
Oh,
that,
of course not.
And but when they come here, they be like, "Okay, that's fine. We'll be back. We ain't gonna stop coming." Because they know they can't get it anywhere.
Right.
And even though we don't have some of the products, sometimes we try to keep it most time. But if we don't, they know we give them so much love. We show so much Southern hospitality. You can't get mad with us.
Sure,
So
sure.
but again, I just appreciate how our customers come here, and if we don't have things, how they just be really patient with us and say, "We understand," And with all this COVID going on, man, it have changed the whole world.
Right.
The whole world have changed. And so stuff that used to ship 2 years ago, it don't ship that way no more.
Right.
And everybody is having problems getting product. Shipping is crazy nowadays and stuff. So the whole thing is, we just signed with a new distributor
Right.
and 2 weeks ago. So on the 31st, they'll be shipping our first product to us and stuff. So we're excited about that. And we'll be able to get our product in every 5 days versus every 10, 12, 15 days. And so,
Maybe.
maybe. But they guaranteeing it. So,
Yeah, well, no, I'm saying in the past it was a big maybe. It's
oh
like,
yeah.
oh, this trucker's got some kind of
Yeah.
sciatic problem or something.
Oh my
Can't sit in the
God. We
truck.
have had, I can tell you stories. We have had it where they ship the stuff from Louisiana, still they come in and wash it, they send it to Miami. And
Oh
it
God.
took them 8 days to find out where it was at. Finally, the guy where they got it in Miami said, "Hey, I got 20 pallets here that don't belong to me." And so they finally figured it out. It took this was like 2 weeks for Thanksgiving. We got that truck a week after Thanksgiving.
Oh wow.
And so Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, those holidays, those are our busiest
Sure.
time of the year
Sure, yeah.
because everybody's trying to get their southern food and stuff, they
Yeah.
turduckins,
The turduckins,
all
yeah.
the stuff like that stuff, and when they can't get it, and they a lot of them they come here and they was not upset with us because they understood that, hey, he ordered it and we didn't make the mistake, but our customer again, like I said, I just appreciate how they patient, they understand, how much work and stuff takes to get here and stuff.
Right.
And then we bring the blueberry ice cream up here. That's like our number one seller.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going back there. I'm gonna show everybody.
Blueberry
the-
ice cream and boudin. We
Yeah.
sell so much boudin here.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's awesome too.
Yeah.
I really am excited for this new chapter with the new distributor.
Yeah.
Because that means that, like you said, you can get a shipment in every 5 days, and they're serious folks, right? They're
Yeah.
not messing around, right?
Right.
And so that's going to give you an opportunity to have more consistency in the product
Right.
offerings, which is this is not meant to be an apology tour in the first episode out the door, but I think it's important that we do explain that when the shelves are a little bit bare, it's just because somebody comes in, wipes you out,
Clean it
and
out.
then it's always a crapshoot as to when you're going to get replacement in, just depending
Right.
upon the vendor down in Louisiana.
Exactly.
And that's one of the things that we have to face, is that when we're dealing with manufacturers, food manufacturers, or any kind of manufacturers down in Louisiana, sometimes they ain't set up to be the most efficient,
Right.
right?
Totally.
So,
Yes.
well, cool. I think I wanted to, like I said, I wanted to go through and talk about some stuff, but you got a customer here, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, how you doing, sister? Go ahead.
Cajun shrimp seasoning.
Cajun shrimp,
The packet.
right straight ahead. The barbecue shrimp. The river roll, when I'm out of that one and stuff, we'll have all that. We got a truck coming in next week and stuff with a lot of the stuff on. Yep.
One of the things that I wanted to point out to people that are watching this is that because we're hosted on YouTube, this is actually something where you can be active in. So you can comment. I've turned on comments. So during the live stream, you can comment. And if you have questions, you can also ask those questions. Whether or not you ask the questions during the show or after the show during the replay, doesn't matter. We'll get back to you. And if you have questions about specific products and whatnot, and I don't know the answer to that, then I'll get Neal
Right.
to do that. And yeah, and our shtick here is really just simple, more education, more
Right.
people just knowing more what you got to offer, what's going on around town. And there's lots of things going on, it's like there's a lot of things on the cusp, and we can't talk about everything right now. We got to leave some of it for the future, but there's definitely some cool things happening.
Absolutely.
Um,
Yep.
so all right. So this is Saturday, right? And right now, Saturdays, you've got your deli back here, and so if you can see on the screen, way in the back there, that is the deli, and that's where you find most of your time being spent on
Oh
the
yeah.
weekends.
Yeah.
So what well we'll just bring it right out of the gate. Gumbo, right? Okay, a lot of people thought you didn't know how to spell gumbo, right? Now tell us all once and for all, what is gumbo and why is it unique and what's it taste like?
Okay, here's the definition. Gumbo. We take gumbo
Yeah.
and we take boudin and we mix the two together.
Okay.
And so what I did after I did it, I was coming up with a name. So I said, let me take the first three letters of gumbo
Yeah.
and the first three letters of boudin and put them together, and we created gumbo.
Okay.
Now we do about 25 gallons a day here now.
Yeah.
So when people first come in, they're like, oh, you misspelling that. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm doing what I created. Huh? so, so for all y'all out there, Louisiana, Mississippi, New Orleans, whatever,
Yeah.
Washington, it's called gumbo at Alphys. Only at Alphys, it's called gumbo because
Right.
we mix gumbo and boudin together. I
Yeah.
took the first three letters off of gumbo and the first three letters off of boudin, and we call it gumbo.
Okay. So all right, that's
Plain and simple.
all
So
right,
when you
so
come to Alphys, you ask for gumbo.
right.
Not gumbo, because we do gumbo here.
And you only do gumbo as it stands right now on the weekends.
Friday, Saturday,
Friday,
and
Saturday, Sunday, right?
Now, and that's in the gumbo is in our cooking department, in the deli department.
Right.
Now we sell gumbo from pochés in
Right.
our store. It's frozen in the quarts and in the gallons and stuff. So we
Okay.
have the gumbo that, but when you ask for it in the deli, it's called gumbo.
Gumbo.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. All right. So that's
Settle.
mystery clarified. That was one of the things. It's like, I said, I know the man knows how to spell. And when I saw it for the first time,
Yeah.
and god damn, it tastes good.
Yeah.
That's
And
some good stuff,
when
man.
when I put it on Facebook and stuff the first time, we got about 300 people. Thank God that, and then they like, oh, I figured it out and stuff, because we
Yeah.
had some people come in and they was like, oh, it's spelled wrong and stuff, and I'm like, no, it's not. But we finally, now people come in there, and I get it when it's something new. People like, oh, you're doing that wrong. But now that we've gotten it figured out, people come in there, hey, I want some gumbo. Can I have some gumbo?
Yeah.
And so that's what we do there and stuff. So yeah, what we got? What you looking for? Huh? Yeah. Yeah.
That's okay. You're live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Is it ready?
Yeah. Hang on one second. Yeah.
Well, there you go. There's your
Yeah.
chance.
Let me try it. How we get on it?
No, you
Get on-
can just
Okay,
do
let me-
your thing, man.
okay.
I'll talk about the gumbo and I
Okay.
might head on over there.
Hey, cuz, what's up? How you doing?
So this is the time we do the podcast early on Saturday morning.
You wanted
because
something?
as people start
You want to try the
waking up,
gumbo? Oh,
they start showing up. And of course, the gumbo is probably one of the more popular dishes that Neal sells. And if you haven't had it, it's excellent. I mean, if you've had boudin and if you had gumbo, the two together, it's really kind of a match made in heaven. So, but again, it's only available Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday through Thursday, currently they're doing red beans and rice. This also is a product that he brings in from Louisiana. And, it is
I said, well, I'll just get it when I get to Seattle.
because it's all cooked
There you go.
down in Louisiana.
we waiting on trucks to come in and stuff.
literally
It should
no
be here pretty soon.
room for interpretation. This is the real deal. So if you haven't gotten a chance to try either, I just had the red
That's
beans and
right,
rice
yeah.
yesterday, and
Yeah, we got our trucks. We waiting
man,
on
that
trucks
was
to
good.
get in.
Man, that was good. So he's so Neal's in back, and we'll call these the action shots. Um, so let's just use this opportunity to take a quick tour of the store, and you can kind of see what's going on, and we'll end up with Neil doing his gumbo thing. So let me I'm gonna switch on over here to my camera. So I got all fancy, and this is this is my iPhone on a gimbal, and should level itself out. There we go. And we're gonna do that. And then I should be able to just turn this guy on. Let's see, where are you, camera? Well, let's go ahead and add him. That is easy enough to do. I'll just put it right on the screen here. Boom. All right. So here's where Neil was just sitting. All right. And so let's go in the back here. Oh, actually, we'll go to the front of the store real quick. This is kind of cool. So this is the dry goods stuff. This is when you first walk in, this is what you're going to see. Now, as we said earlier, the shelves are a bit on the bare side. And that's not an uncommon occurrence, but it's something that he's hoping to fix with this new grocery distributor. But I mean, they have all kinds of Cajun seasoning, spices, pre-mixes like fish fry mix, all kinds of fun stuff like that. It's really exciting to see these things be available locally. And of course, if you're into doing things like Pat O'Brien's, they've got some triple sec here, and every now and then he'll bring in the hurricane mix. But there's all kinds of stuff, and you can see there's freezers everywhere. I mean, it's just everywhere. And of course, you crack one open, full of meat. All right. Oh, that feels good. It's getting hot around here. You can see that there's more smoked meats there. All kinds of stuff. And then we have okra in the freezers here. Some really cool stuff. And again, as he says, he tries to bring in most of the stuff that he has on the shelves from Louisiana. So I just randomly pulled this one right here, and here you go. D South Blenders in Metairie, which is a suburb where I am actually from, in right outside of New Orleans. So this is that's the front side of the store, and then the back side of the store here is also where we have more freezer space. And then we got all the ice cream we were talking about, the Bluebell ice cream, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later on. But you can see he's got all this Bluebell, and one of the ones that he's got is this Dr. Pepper float. So you better come here and get you some before I take it all, because it turns out my daughter likes that stuff too. All right, so he's in the process of doing some other things. So I'm going to walk back to the station here real quick, and we'll turn this guy off. There we go. Come back to him later, hopefully. If not, I'm going to get myself some gumbo. All right, and then, so wow, we're 40 minutes in. This is a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. But this has been a fun little journey. So again, gumbo is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it is a mixture of gumbo and boudin. The boudin, all that stuff's brought up from Louisiana, so it's an excellent. Just the flavors are amazing, and it's all made in Louisiana and then brought up here. So you've got everything you could possibly want in this tiny little dish with some rice. That's going to be my lunch today. So that is going to wrap the first podcast. Again, I want to call attention to the Kent Cajun Fest. Mark your calendars. Saturday, August 19th. This is the day that you want to be around, because that's the day that this whole thing is going down. And it looks to be like a lot of fun. I'll be here with the podcast rig. This will be an opportunity for you, if you got something fun to show, say, you want to do a dance for me, for everybody who's just watching. That'll be really cool, and we'll get it on, and we'll do a live stream, and then we'll also have some recorded stuff too. So I want to thank everybody for joining us today. It was an interesting first time out, but more or less without most of the hiccups. So we'll go ahead and close it out, and we will see you on the flip side, and probably next Saturday. Just look for our announcements on Facebook, and again, all the videos will be available on YouTube. So thanks a lot, guys. Take care of yourselves, take care of your family, enjoy some good food, have a great week, and we'll catch you next week. Bye.